Now, let's begin today's session while imagining something. Your parents are arguing about money. Your friends are fighting over who said what. Many times you must have witnessed this situation. And your siblings aren't talking because something that happened weeks ago. And you are standing in the middle, feeling the tension, watching relationships crack. And now, here's the question: do you take a side? Or do you stay silent and let it blow over? Or do you do something that most people never think of? Something rare, something powerful. And what if you could be the person who doesn't add fuel to the fire, but instead builds a bridge over it? So today, we're talking about a skill that can transform your relationships, your family, your workplace. That is being a bridge in conflicts. And here's the truth that will shift how you see conflict forever. Peacemakers are bridges across towns. They help others safely reach understanding. And when there's a conflict, most people become one of the three things. One, a wall. They take a side, block communication, make things worse. Two, a spectator. They stand back, avoid involvement, let relationships break. And number three, a bridge. They create a path for both sides to reach each other. And here's what's beautiful about bridges: they don't choose sides, they connect sides. A bridge doesn't say you are right, they are wrong. A bridge says you're both hurting. Let me help you see each other. And that's the role we are learning today. Not to win arguments, not to prove points, but to restore connection where it's been broken. But first, let's talk about what most people get wrong about conflict. We've been taught that conflict needs a winner. Someone has to be right. Someone has to apologize. Someone has to lose. But here's the truth: conflict doesn't need a winner, it needs resolution. Think about the last big fight you witnessed, maybe between your parents, your friends, your colleagues. Did anyone actually win? Or did anyone just end up hurt, defensive, and distant? I would say all. Not just one, not one side, but both the sides. They're hurt at the end. And when you treat conflict like a competition, everyone loses. Because even if you win the argument, you damage the relationship. So the choice is yours. You want to win the argument, or you want to lose the argument and win the relationship, mend the relationship. So being a bridge means shifting the goal from who's right to how do we fix this. It's not about who started it. It's not about who said what first. It's about, can we move forward together? And in most cases, we are a family. We need to move forward together. And can we find a solution that respects both people? And that's the mindset shift. That's where peace begins. So, what does it actually look like to be a bridge? Three things. One, listening without taking sides. This is the hardest part. Because when someone vents to you about someone else, your instinct is to agree with them. Yes, they are so wrong. I can't believe they did that. But a bridge doesn't add fuel. A bridge listens and reflects. Instead of you are totally right, they are being unreasonable. Try saying, I hear you. That sounds really frustrating. Help me understand. What do you think they are feeling? See, you're not dismissing the pain, but you're also gently inviting them to see the other perspective. And that's maturity. Number two, balancing emotions with fairness. Emotions are valid, always, but not the whole truth. Someone might feel attacked, but that doesn't mean the other person intended to attack. Someone might feel ignored, but that doesn't mean the other person doesn't care. A bridge acknowledges both. I understand you feel hurt. I also think they didn't realize the impact. But can we talk about what you both actually need here? So you validate the emotion and seek the truth. And that's balance. And number three, focusing on solution, not ego. Many a times people are only talking about the problems. They love to discuss problems so much that they just don't pay any heed to the solutions. So this is critical. Most conflicts continue not because there is no solution, but because people's egos are bruised. I won't apologize first. They need to admit they were wrong. Why should I be the bigger person? A bit says, let's drop the ego and pick up the relationship. I know it's hard to make the first move, but what matters more, being right or being close again? And that one question, it shifts everything. Let me share how, what a bridge looks like in real life and what could be the real life scenarios. Let's imagine parents fighting about household decisions. Now, your dad wants to spend money on a new TV, and your mom thinks it's a waste and they should save. Now, they're both getting louder, and you are caught in the middle. But if you take a side, mom's right, dad, we don't need it. Now, dad feels attacked by everyone. But if you acted like a bridge, I understand dad wants something nice for the family. And I also get mom's concern about savings. So, what if we look at a budget together and see what's realistic? Maybe we can compromise, like getting something smaller now and saving for later. So, you didn't dismiss either person, you created a space for a solution. Let's take another scenario, friends fighting over misunderstanding. So, your two friends had a fight. One says the other always cancels plan. The other says, they never understand when I'm overwhelmed. And both are venting to you separately. Both want you to agree that the other is wrong. Now, if you are the one who's add fuel to the fire, you'll say, agreeing with each one when you talk to them. And now they are both more convinced they are right and the other is terrible. But because they are friends, you should be acting like a bridge. So you said to both of them separately, I think you both care about each other a lot, and that's why this hurts. I think there's been a miscommunication. Would you both be open to sitting down together and just listening to each other without defending? I'll be there if it helps. You didn't take sides, you facilitated healing. And now I'm sure this one is very much relatable. Siblings in a Cold War. Your younger brother borrowed your older sister's stuff without asking, and she yelled at him. Now he's ignoring her. It's been a week of awkward silence at home. Now, if you want to remain silent, that's yours. You don't want to be part of it. So, not my problem. Let them figure it out. And the tension continues to poison the home environment. But if you wanted to act like a bridge, said, okay, separately, I know you're both upset. I get it. But this silence is hard on everyone. Would you be willing to talk it out? I think you both just need to hear each other. And then gently, let's do it tonight after dinner. No phones, just 10 minutes. So you didn't solve the problem for them, but you created the space for them to solve it. And here are some bridge building phrases you can use immediately. Of course, you need to be a bridge in your life. Like, I understand your view. Can we explore a middle path? Or you both have valid points. How can we find something that works for both of you? Or I know you are hurt. What would help you feel heard right now? Or what if we focus less on who's wrong and more on how to move forward? Notice what these phrases do? They de escalate, they shift from blame to solution, they create safety. And here's the key: your tone matters as much as your words. Say these phrases with genuine warmth, not condensation, with patience, not frustration. Your energy will set the tone for the conversation. And now, why does this matter so much? Because every conflict you help resolve, you're not just fixing one problem, you're teaching people how to resolve problems. After all of you are therapists, even if graphotherapists. So you must know this. You will be in conversation mode all the time. You're modeling what emotional maturity looks like. You're showing that relationships are more important than being right. And here's the ripple effect: when people see you being a bridge, they start becoming bridges too. Your family starts handling disagreements differently. Your friend group becomes less dramatic. Your workplace becomes more collaborative. You don't need a title to be a peacemaker. You just need willingness to care more about the connections than ego. And the world desperately needs people like that. So I want to leave you with this. Every conflict is a storm. And in that storm, most people are drowning, pulled under by their anger, their hurt, their need to be right. But you can be the bridge, the steady, grounded presence that says, I'm not going to let this storm destroy what we have built. Let's find out our way back to each other. The peacemakers are bridges across storms. They help others safely reach understanding. Be that bridge, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because relationships are fragile and someone has to care enough to protect them. So let that someone be you. So here's your practice for the day. Think about a recent disagreement you witnessed or were a part of. It could be small, a tense conversation, a minor argument, a friend upset with another friend. And now, write down one line you could have used to bring peace. And here's a universal one you can start with: let's understand each other instead of fighting each other. Write it down, memorize it, and use it once this week when you see conflict brewing. It could be at home, with friends, at work, in your society's WhatsApp group, anywhere. Conflicts are happening everywhere. Just one time. Be the bridge. Watch what happens. Watch how your presence changes the energy, how people soften, how solutions emerge when someone finally says, let's stop fighting and start listening. Be brave, be the bridge, because the world needs you. And with that thought, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.